welcome back to part 2 of my Edgun Leshiy video. I thought before we get started on the pest control section, I'd answer a question I've been asked quite a bit. The Huma regulator, how consistent is it against the Edgun regulator? And I thought the best way to show you would be to show you a Leshiy regulator being tested in a digital rig tester. This one's been set to 101 bar, and opening the valve simulates the shot of the plenum being dumped all at once and it replenishing. And, hopefully that demonstrates just how consistent these are. What a lot of people don't realise is the variation in your shot string velocities are actually more caused from your pellets, fluctuation in size and weight, than it is from a regulator or your hammer spring if it's tuned correctly. So with good quality consistent pellets, there's no reason why you can't tune any regulator to a good consistent shot string within 2 to 3 feet per second.
As promised, I'm back again down at the cattle feedlot I mentioned in my earlier Leshiy video. I've been hitting this place pretty hard the last month probably. This guy had a huge problem with sparrows, starlings, miners and pigeons getting into the grain. I'll take you for a walk later and show you around. It's really overpopulated, as you can hear in the background. He's gone to some pretty serious measures to get rid of the birds, but even the bird scarer, it's a LPG driven bird scarer, is pretty ineffective. So I've been invited to come in whenever I like and test my toys. So today it'll be just the Leshiy. I've got Matador with me, but I think we'll just give this one a good run. I've stuck the 10x44 Vector Marksman on top of it, just so I can use the scope cam. It is a very short little unit, so it's pretty hard to take decent scope cam footage, but like I say, I've been pretty busy down here and hit this place pretty hard already with the Matadors. Today's more about having a bit of fun. I have with me the 500cc buddy bottle, 4,500 psi. It carries enough air probably for 2 or 3 hours here. When I first started coming here, I was shooting as fast as I could shoot and load, 2 hours, and I'd have a mountain of birds at the end of it. Right now we'll probably struggle to get 20 or 30. It's definitely a lot less than what there was when I first started coming here. But this will keep me going all day. If not, I've also got a 3.2 litre bottle I leave in the car. Alright, I'll take you for a wander around and show you what these birds are getting into and the menace they're causing. All the fencing and posts the starlings like to sit on, which makes for a nice easy shot. Closest one's probably 15 yards, furthest one out goes to about 120 yards. In general this is fairly close shooting, but there are some longer shots to hit. This is the main feeding lot where the cattle are on at the moment. This farmer's quite happy for me to shoot around the animals, so I gave him a good demo of the equipment I'm using, and he was most happy to see how quiet they are. And as you heard before, the bird scarer going off, these things don't even flinch, they're well used to it. Grain stacks, you can see the birds at work down there. From my shooting position, that's about 70 yards. Pretty hard shot with the little Leshiy, to be honest, with the scope camera on, but we'll see how we go with that. Just up on top here we've got the bird scarer doing its thing, right on cue. It's on a nice little rotary tripod. I can assure you, standing underneath this is pretty damn loud. There's our noisemaker. It's an LPG bird scarer set on a timer. The birds just don't care anymore. They'll get up, they'll do a circle and they'll come back again. As you can see, they will just fly off and come back. Under here we have a palm kernel mix with a grain, and under that stack is some it's the silage made from the maize field. It's full of maize, they're getting into that as well. And there's 2 of these storage pits. There's more palm kernel over under this one, and it's an empty storage lot as well, but I get most of my birds off this side, getting out under this palm kernel maize mix under here. Something to do if you get onto a property like this is just see what the farmer is comfortable in you doing, what you're shooting at. I made sure it was okay to put the odd hole in this polythene covering. Some guys really don't like that. This is old polythene cover, so he said go for it, doesn't matter. I always take note of this sort of thing. Water tank, you don't want to be poking holes in that, could get expensive. Water pipes, there's a few of them around. Always check your background where that pellet's going to end up. You don't want to be punching holes in things like that. Tyres, you'd be surprised what a 25 cal will punch through. So you're always checking ricochets, things like that, the animals in the background. So like I say, most of the shots you'll see me taking into the stack over there, off the top of these tyres, and there's a hedge that runs down this back boundary. Get quite a lot out of there as well.
Something I've noticed since I've been coming to this place is they're getting super cagey, like more wary every time I come. I think they've started recognising my car, so I've started parking in different places, but as soon as they see the car turn up, they seem to be heading out and not coming anywhere near as close as they used to. So these birds aren't dumb. While I was setting up the scope cam, I noticed a miner had landed on top of the water tank, which is probably only about 20 yards in front of me, and he wouldn't show himself. He was hiding behind that little pickup point on the top there, and every now and then he'd just peek out to see if I was still there, and he was acting as a warning bird. Any other bird that came close, he was letting them know. And he sat there just until I was ready to sort him out, and then he decided to hightail out of there. Even though these birds I'm shooting are pests, I still like to go for a kill shot and, you know, dispatch the bird or pest as quickly and humanely as possible. Unfortunately, shots like this do happen. As you can see in the slow-mo shot, it kind of looked right, but I think I pulled the shot as it went off, and you can see the pellet clearly entering over its right wing, and it busts the bone in its wing, but didn't do any critical damage to the bird, and it disappeared over the bank and behind the wall it was sitting on there. Fortunately, I have seen birds do the same thing, disappear over that bank, and they make their way to the hedge that's in behind, so I kept the camera rolling hoping to get a second shot, and that's exactly what happened. He ran across the track that was behind this bank, and I spotted him while I wasn't looking through the camera, obviously, and followed up with a very quick shot just as he was disappearing into the hedge. Shooting a moving target's always fun. Miners tend to walk a lot and they don't often sit still for you, so two ways to do it. You can lead and hold just ahead of him and fire so he walks into it, or what I like to do is known as the ambush shot. You pick a spot just ahead of your target and wait for the target to cross that path. Unfortunately, this one decided to take one slow step just as I released the trigger, which ended up with just a few feathers.
Quick photo.
Yeah, here's a shot when I fired I thought was so true. I thought it was going to hit the target. The bird was only about 65 yards, but it wasn't actually until I reviewed the video I saw what happened. You can just make out of focus in the foreground here is the piece of grass seed hanging down. Pellet hits the grass stalk on the way to the bird and it deflects it just enough, and you'll see the pellet head just in front of the bird and down hits the tyre below it. It just shows just how much one little grass stalk can actually shift your pellet's trajectory.
I've been out here a couple of hours now and I picked off quite a few. Certainly not the numbers we have been getting in the last month or so, but certainly a lot of fun with little Leshiy, and that was the idea behind it. I'll run off now and pick up as many of these birds as I can find. It's another agreement with the farmer, I try not to leave anything behind. So until next time, I'll catch you later.